This is TWiT.
Lance in San Diego's first up. Hi, Lance.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, that Bitcoin thing is quite interesting. I kind of hearken it back to the dot-com bubble when I was in the airport in San Francisco, and the shoe shine guy told me to invest in hobbies.com.
Oh, that would have been a mistake. Or pets.com. On the other hand, if you'd bought Amazon stock back then, you might be doing all right. So, as with all speculation, it's all about timing and luck, and I guess some common sense. I don't know.
Right.
Yep.
Well, listen, had a Dell XPS for 10 years. Loved the heck out of it. Had Windows 7 Enterprise on it with all the Microsoft stuff. Had Office 2010. And it got all loaded up, and it's at the end of its life. So for a Christmas present, I bought myself the new Dell XPS 15 with the 4K Super HD screen.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Just love it.
Isn't it nice? Yeah. I have been an XPS 13 lover for some time, especially since they went to the practically bezel-less screen, and they announced the 15 this year. And wow, I think you have a nice system.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And you still there?
Yep.
Okay. So I want to transfer I got Microsoft. I got the new Microsoft Office 2016 on it, and I want to start transferring the files that I want from my old one that's slowly dying to the new XPS. And I want to be able to control what I want to bring over and what I don't, including all my old emails from Outlook. So what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft comes with a transfer wizard that will let you move that stuff, but it doesn't give you much granularity. So, and in general, especially with Windows, I like to start fresh, which you have, right? Because you have a clean, fresh new PC. And then you can pick and choose what you want. I think that's a better way to go. The real problem with doing it that way is you'll have to reinstall applications. But I'm always nervous about using the transfer programs because they tend to transfer more junk than you want. They bring other stuff over. So if you have, do you have the original disks for the software you want to install? Or nowadays it's less of an issue because all you really need is the serial number for the software you want to install.
By and large, I do.
It's almost always best to reinstall anyway. So
okay. I mean, I reinstalled the new Office 2016, and I have the resident.
There you go. That's the big one.
Right. That's the big one.
Yeah.
And I have the resident Office 2010 still on my old one, but I want to transfer particularly my my Outlook.
So Outlook is easy. Outlook is easy. Do you want to copy the entire Outlook setup or just some folders?
The entire one.
All right, easy enough. Outlook stores all of its stuff in a folder or file, I should say, called outlook.pst. It's actually one of the things that makes Outlook a little fragile is everything, your calendar, your address book, and all your mail are all stored in one big blob. But it's very convenient. In fact, it's for this particular purpose, it's the most convenient. It's easy to move that blob over. You can, if you wish, archive and copy, and then import the archive. That's probably the Microsoft-approved way. But frankly, I've done it, and maybe I shouldn't recommend this. I've just moved the PST file over. You need to find it, and then move it over into onto the new computer in the same spot.
So when you do that, is it a drop and drag with a USB, or what is it?
Yeah, but that's not Microsoft's approved way of doing it. So let me tell you the right way. You can drag and drop it. But what Microsoft says is you should probably export and then import. And I think the advantage of doing that is it will rebuild the index in the database. So that Outlook, as you probably noticed, that Outlook.pst file can get massive.
Huge.
And this will help compress it. Okay. So that is a very valuable way to do it. So if you go into Outlook on the File tab, you'll see there's under Advanced an Export command and a wizard, and you can check things you want to export. You'll export it to a PST file, but you'll do it in such a way that you're really recreating the file in the index. And I think that that's a good, healthy thing to do. You still have the original. You haven't touched it. And you can walk through this process. You will then get a PST file that you'll copy onto a USB disk or something and copy over to the next one. But it's pretty straightforward. You're going to use the export command, in other words.
The export command in Outlook?
In Outlook. File Advanced Export.
Okay.
You can do it you can do it folder by folder if you want, but since you want the whole thing, just do the whole dang thing.
Okay.
And then you'll import it. Then you'll move it to you'll copy the file over, but you're not going to copy on top of the new Outlook.pst on your new computer. You're going to just import it into Outlook.
Okay, I'm a little confused there. So you take the PST from the import-export.
It'll create a PST, which we should probably call, old Outlook data.pst.
Right.
Copy that one file onto a USB key. Plug that USB key into the new Dell XPS 2015. And then open Outlook on the new computer. And same place as you found, File Advanced, you'll find Import. And you say Import and you point it at the file. You could really import it from the USB key if you want. It might be a little faster if you copy it to the hard drive first. But you can just import it right from the key. And that will then copy everything.
Gotcha.
And it'll do it, I think, in a help. It'll be a more healthful way. In fact, it's an interesting thing to look at the original Outlook.pst on your old XPS, and then look at the resulting Outlook.pst. It'll probably be half the size or less. Right.
And that Outlook 2016. I mean, it's beautiful,
isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I've sat the computer next to the MacBook Pro. And I got to tell you, this Dell XPS 15, I think it's nicer looking. I think it's better.
Apple is conservative in screen technology. They make great screens, but they don't. For instance, I have an OLED screen on my ThinkPad that Apple's not using, and it's gorgeous. It's the best screen I've ever used. And Dell, with these, they call them infinity displays because the bezel's so small, really are using great panels. They look great. I think it's still an LCD, but it's a very nice LCD screen. I agree with you.
Right.
Yep.
And then with the other files, like my my PDFs, just drag and drop those into my new box.
You have a documents and settings folder, and you have a user, account, your user account. You can, if you want, if you've got a big enough external hard drive, just copy that entire thing onto an external hard drive and move it onto the new computer if you want. That'll get all your data. And if you want to pick and choose, you can pick and choose. But that'll get all your data. And then reinstall the apps, always the best way to do that. And frankly, that's probably the best way to set up a new computer. More time-consuming and painstaking, but you're still getting a fresh setup. You don't want to copy a lot of the useless cruft over.
Right. Well, great. Now I can even enjoy the XPS even more.
I tell you what, you got a nice computer. Enjoy.
Okay, Leo.
Take care. Yeah, I love those XPSs.